Hey everybody, welcome back to the Mistpedia Weekly Cup. Once again, I'm Blue, your host for today, and I'm joined by Kizos. Welcome back, Kizos.
Thank you, Blue.
And we are now back with our second game of the night, and we are now in the semifinals as well. As we go into the game cameras now, you can see it's going to be Outplayed by Children over here on the red side, going against Canada and Physics on the blue side. Our map rotation as our teams have selected. First map choice did end up going to Outplayed by Children. They have chosen Kylo for the first map. Second map is going to be on Legacy. That would have been Canada and Physics choice, and they got the choice of color as well. As such, they are going to be playing on the blue team. And our third map, once again chosen by Outplayed by Children, is going to be on Temple of the Silent Storm. Now, Kizos, really quickly, just go ahead and check out the builds. Tell me what you think of each team's composition.
Alright, I'm going to start with the red team, Outplayed by Children. It looks like they're running standard builds for the most part. Condi, Nades, Angie, Hambo, Warrior, Sword Pistol Thief, which is pretty standard right now. Da Vinci is running the common NA build, 010 3030, with Hammer and Sword Shield. Classic Da Vinci, always using the Hammer. We'll see if he can actually land some Hammer banishes. Common Necro build and Nosecock, just common comp right there. Nothing special. Looks like it's about the same on blue side. The only difference I can really see is Heba's running Tarsus's Hambo build with the confusion. We'll see if that helps him or not. Yeah, we'll see. I think we'll see a fairly standard split here.
Alright guys, so here we go. We are getting started with the first game right now. It is going to once again be on the Battle of Kylo. It's Outplayed by Children and versus Canada and Physics, as you can see. Once again, Battle of Kylo splits have already sort of made themselves up here. We did see Douglas making his way over here to the waterfall as well. Physics made his way over to the mansion. Basically, everyone else is going to middle, but obviously the Warriors are going to be going for either team's Trebuchet, as well as both teams Thieves are using that at the moment. But, I mean, taking a look, it's pretty much the exact same splits, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
like,
mirror split.
Literally.
Went home, Warriors went to Treb, Thieves went to their Trebs.
And then the Neckers and Guardians stayed in mid. So, taking a look at this.
Diversity in this game is amazing.
We do see Glow at the moment is in mid, starting to get a bit low. He's hanging off for the timing, though, getting a bit of healing there coming off from his team's engineer there as well. But he is going to get launched off the point there, I believe, by the other Guardian there, from Da Vinci, actually. Launched some sort of off node there and keeping the fight going for now. But we aren't seeing any other cross-section on the Trebs themselves. We did actually see Wakey get, or apologies, we saw Heba get taken down, who was on the offensive over here. And as such, red team, otherwise Lucy, is going to be able to get back on that Treb. So once again, continue firing into the middle. Meanwhile, over here at the blue team Treb, we also saw Aerox beat out Wakey, but Aerox died as he was taking down Wakey, so he is going to get knocked out there as well. But as we go back in the middle, checking things that are happening out over in the middle once again, it is going to be back over here. It's Da Vinci holding on in the middle, starting to get a bit of the cap. We also once again have that Treb fire coming in, but our blue team will be resuming that very shortly as well, as Aerox just got himself back up into play over there, back in middle once again, seeing what is going on over here. And Kizos, what do you think is going on right now?
Well, it's going in the red team's favor at the moment. They got both side caps. They're in a, I think you could call it an equal mid-fight. Right now it's just Guardians on point with Trebs being shot. It's just going to come down to who can dodge the Treb shots. And if Da Vinci can land some banishes. It looks like Da Vinci has Nos with him.
Just like that.
And I believe, yep, and happy with him. So they're probably going to win out this mid-fight and get a 2-cap pretty quickly. So it's going right now in the red team's favor. And it looks like the Guardian is down on midpoint. Nos is starting the stomp. They're cleaving him down. And
Glow was taken down there too. Heck was taken down there as well. I just realized who that was. And we see Physics actually going for a bit of a cross here as well. We saw a couple seconds ago that Heba going back in to capture the mansion for the blue team. We are now seeing we're seeing Douglas Chin. Who is that? Trying to see who these players are.
Happy Kid.
Yeah, so Happy Kid actually, making his way over to the mansion point. We'll be stealing that away from blue team's control, but at the same time, once again, Physics making his way over to the windmill will steal control of the red team home node. We once again see that there is pressure being applied to the red team Trebuchet coming into play from Heba, and this one's going to be a bit of a close one here. We can see that Lucy's starting to get a bit low. Oh, very close indeed there.
Lucy goes down.
Yeah. Heba's surviving by Heba's surviving by popping the healing signet of all things. There, do not see that very often, but it did manage to keep him up and alive, and he is going to be winning the 1v1 with that, and now should get a free ticket for knocking out the trebuchet, and as such is going to stop that pressure from coming in the middle, and should give Blue Team a pretty hefty advantage in their conquest to take control of the clock tower here, as Blue Team once again will have unrestricted fire, at least for the time being. So back over here at the match, once again we did see Hack coming in. He is going to be getting that cap back under his team's control very shortly. Wakey, a bunch of guys in the red team are actually on their way in the middle to defend that. Once again, they do have the 2 cap for the time being, and as such are going to be able to push themselves forwards towards the lead, but Blue Team as well are starting to get their assault mounted, as once again they do have that trap pressure, which they've actually stopped using for the time being here right now, as they are having a bit of a fight going on over here in the courtyard. Why do you think they've actually stopped using the trebuchet?
I think they're just trying to push for the mid-fight as a whole, and I think it's a bad decision, because as you can see, they're getting stomped out right outside of mid. Although they have managed to get Noskok down, so maybe they can turn this around in their favor. And they get Physics back up, and maybe they'll stomp Nos. And if they're able to do that, they should be able to push for a strong mid-fight. But at the same time, the home has gotten decapped during this. So it's not looking too hot for the blue team right now.
And as we go back to the narration of the fights, we are going to see Aerox as well making a bit of a push. Remember, he was on the trap a couple seconds ago and found the reason why he might have gone off the trap over here is pushing his way over to the windmill and should be able to get a free decapture because of that. Back up on the clock tower point, once again, we do have Da Vinci on the node fighting with Oigi Base and some of the other members too, but Da Vinci obviously going to be taking quite a bit of damage. We have Heck as well as a Q, I believe this is, yeah, Q on the node here as well, fighting for control, but for the time being, Red Team seems to have a pretty consistent hold of the node. Once again, no trap pressure coming in whatsoever. We're also seeing the back over here, Physics is going to retreat to the mansion, and we're going to cap on that very shortly. Nos is actually going to be recapturing the windmill, as we're going to see Aerox actually pull completely off of that for the time being and head back over here to the club height at Clock Tower in hopes of supporting that for his team. But once again, Red Team is holding a consistent lead here.
Yeah, it looked like Arrow tried to go for a back cap, but as Nos came in, he tried to go for the 1v1 and just could not handle the county pressure from a Necro. He's trying to go in and support mid, and it looks like blue team is kind of getting pushed off to the side there a little bit. And Wakey just training down Heba right now with his patented awful look. And they're able to stomp out Heba. It looks like Hack actually got a decap on midpoint though.
Indeed,
was able to get them off for the time being.
We got over here though, Aerox went in a bit too deep and actually took quite a bit of damage. Had to fall back there at the same time. We can also see that Happy Kid is taking quite a bit of damage here as well on his character. He was able to get rid of most of those condies that had those standing on. Might have taken down for the time being. He is going to be in an okay spot. Back over here at the mansion once again, we are seeing Nos coming in. We'll be able to get a capture on that node in just a couple seconds. And at the middle point itself, it's basically deteriorated once again to the Guardians sort of whacking away at each other here as a lot of the players have started to move over here towards the windmill. We see that Wakey's coming in to defend that. Nice knockback by Physics, so we're going to push him off the node for the time being. And Aerox coming in for a crapload of burst onto him here as well. Might manage to do quite a bit of damage. Wakey is going to be able to hold on for a little bit longer with poison and a lot of other condies mounting over here. We may see him going into the downsleep very shortly. Obviously, we are going to see... Oh, actually, we saw Aerox going in there just a couple seconds ago. He was able to throw down a... apologies. He was able to throw down an SR, though, and save himself there. So, at the time being, he is not going to be... They're not going to be seeking a stomp onto him just as of yet. We saw Wakey going down there, but at the same time, they weren't able to get Aerox back up into play while we saw... Happy Kid coming in to res him as well. So this fight will be continuing on, and we actually may see blue team retreat now as red team is about to get the recapture back. But it looks like they are, at least for the time being, going to stay in and keep this fight going. Do you think it's a good choice? Do you think they should try to sort of scuttle out of here and go for another fight?
I don't know. I think the fight was definitely in their favor for a short time. Happy Kid was able to get there in a definite time. But it looks like with the reinforcements coming in, they might be able to stomp out Wakey. Lucy comes in there with the Shadow Refuge, they're able to get him back up. I think they'll be able to win this fight. It looks like Da Vinci's coming in to help them clear it out. Looks like it's going to turn into a pretty long team fight right here in the home node.
Indeed it is, and we are going to see at the moment, though, Nos going down, but Aerox will follow suit, and Physics gets stomped out, resing up Nos, bringing him back into play. Not going to be good here for Aerox. He might find himself in the down. He might find himself completely down here in a very short amount of time. Heck actually going to bail off the body there for the time being, going onto the node. He knows his life is not going to be lasting much longer here either, and as such, is going to be seeking to die on the node and keep that node contested for just a little bit longer. Meanwhile, back in mid, we did see Q-Hu going onto the clock tower node, and should be able to basically get a free cap for the blue team, and they are going to actually, no, we are seeing Da Vinci getting on that node there the last second too, and we'll be able to stop that from happening. But for the time being, once again, our red team has a solid grasp on the leads here at the moment. It's 339 to 147. However, the red team has no capture points just as yet, and scratch that because they just got Windmill back under their control, whereas our blue team has no capture nodes there as they just lost control of their mansion, and they're only at 149 points for the time being.
Yeah, it looks like they're just slowly losing more and more of these fights and getting more and more behind in points. They keep trying to push for the team fight, but it hasn't gone in their favor yet. It seems like the red team is just Kandi cleaving them a little bit too hard, and they can't keep up with it. And they're just generally rotating faster than them and getting better rotations on them.
Alright, so once again, back over here in middle, we just saw the Da Vinci going down. The loss of a bunker is going to be a bad thing, but they obviously do need to stomp him out to completely eliminate him from this fight. Q is starting to get a bit low here as well, so we're going to have a bit of a high-octane scenario. Douglas Chin coming in, S-Stomp will go off here, and they will eliminate Q there as well and get Da Vinci back into play there. So Hiba, unfortunately, not going to get the stomp off onto Da Vinci, and Hiba himself is probably going to be going into the downstate now and allow the blue team to get back control of this clock tower node. Now, back over here at the mansion, we did have a bit of an offensive coming off here from Nas, but our blue team, with a 2v1, was able to get control of that, and they are actually going to be able to hold on to control of their mansion node too. Nothing happening over here at the windmill, but we did actually see over here once again.
Looks like Arrow just won
Arrow
1v1 against Wakey at their Treb, and he's going to keep up Treb. That might be able to help the blue team win the mid node in their favor.
Indeed.
Heck is rezzing up Hiba. He's going to get him up, and it looks like they're going to be able to push the mid fight pretty strongly. And they have a decap on it right now, so it's looking fairly in their favor.
Da Vinci going down.
On Da Vinci.
Da Vinci going down, not going to be good here indeed. We do see that Heck as well, along with Hiba, are now assaulting this node. We do have Happy Kid on the node, but it looks like he's actually going to piece out of here for the timing, and I keep going to the wrong people today. We do see that Happy Kid getting off the node here. This should allow Heck pretty much to get the cap now, and I think Happy Kid's completely left the point. Yeah, he's on his way back over here to the windmill, where we do see Q going for control of that. They are going to have to 1v1. Who do you think's going to take this 1v1? Oh, well, we see Nas coming in now, so yeah.
So I don't really think he was going to be able to pull a 2v1. But, you know, it was a good decision for Happy to move in there. He knew one of his teammates was on respawn. He knew he could get the reinforcements. Heck pushing in with Q, I don't know if that's the best decision. Q's kind of... Sorry, I cut out there. I don't know if that's such a great decision. They have the other two nodes secured, so they should pull out. But at the point deficit, they really do need to push for a 3-cap to come back here. So we'll see if they can hold it. And it looks like Arrow and Wakey are going for another 1v1 at the Treb. And I think that's been really helping them out and carrying them a bit is the Treb play from Arrow.
And we actually did finally see... drop something there. I think we actually did finally see that blue team's Treb got knocked out there. So once again, they're not going to be able to have that assist in them at mid. And that is obviously going to add a bit more pressure to them over here. So we do see that Wakey and once again Da Vinci are coming in a very tanky force indeed, going and trying to control. The decap has been marked over here now. And once again, keep in mind that they really cannot afford those decaps at this point, as our red team is now less than 100 points away from taking this first game here. So they really need to get control of this point back very soon, otherwise it is pretty much going to spell GG for them. Hiba going into the downstate there. We did see with Aerox, or apologies, no, we did see that with Lucy coming into the fight, there was able to knock out Hiba. It looks like he's going to be able to take out Physics here as well, and with the elimination of these two, we are going to see that once again our red team will get control back of the clock tower, but at the same time, while this was happening, we did see Mansion as well as the Windmill now going completely into control of the blue team, so they're not out of this just yet. They are still holding a 2-cap. Not entirely sure if they can come back with the 2-cap, but we are going to have to see. I think they can definitely come back with the 2-cap. It's just they are going to have to stalemate the other node for a little bit of time here too, but we are going to have to see as we get later in the game if they're going to be able to hold on to this and if they're going to be able to come back, because this could be a very close game indeed.
Yeah, they're making a great comeback right now. They do have to spread themselves out a little thin, so it's going to come down to who can win the even fights right now. So this is going to be an interesting close of the game, I think. Arrow came into the midpoint at the perfect time to save Physics and stall out this mid fight a little bit. Although I don't think they'll be able to win it in the position they're in. I think they might have to pull out, but we'll see what happens.
All right. So once again, no Trebs at all. We are seeing the back over here. Happy Kid going to be able to sneak in over here and get the G-Cap going to Mansion. Physics as well is falling back over there, but he is going to walk sort of into Happy Kid over here. So walking himself into a 2v1 at the very least, he should be able to keep contesting going, but the Thief obviously going to be applying pressure to him, and he's off node here right now trying to see, and looks like he will die on the node there, so we'll be able to keep that node contested for just a little bit longer, but it won't obviously stop them from capping it. They are going to get it back here very shortly. Once again, back over here in the middle, has deteriorated back down to the Guardian, sort of whacking away at each other here in a 1v1, but at the same time, as we take a look at things, we are going to be seeing Lucy coming in play, so it's going to be putting a lot of extra pressure onto Heck, and in general here, I do think that Da Vinci is going to be a little better on this node too, because he does have a hammer, where I don't believe Heck does. Back over here, once again at the windmill, we are going to see blue team getting back control of that node with the elimination of Nos in just a couple seconds, so he'll be getting control of that node as well, and it's still a very close game, but our red team is slowly but surely chucking ahead here, and it's going to be a close one. Just to note too, we only have 2.5 minutes left in the game. Wakey going down over here in middle, Aerox still coming in, trying to apply pressure, but it looks like Dav is going to be able to get him back back up into play. Dabsel just had his boots corrupted there by, who's on Necromancer? Yeah, by Q-Hu there as well. So once again, that is going to be throwing, actually trying to see, no, Da Vinci was not thrown into the down state there and was brought back up once again. So he's still alive, still very well indeed. And for the timing, with both of our teams holding a 1-1 cap scenario, we are still going to see our red team take victory here. Heck, going to get knocked out over there again. Loss of a bunker guard, not going to be a good thing for them whatsoever here. We see Q-Hu as well taking quite a bit of damage here, really getting zerged on by the red team at the moment, and it looks like this fight may go into favor of the red team as well. And really, with that, I think that would be the end of this game right here.
Yeah, it looked like that was the deciding team fight to see who would win this. And it looked like the red team had a little bit more better coordination there, as they were able to res up Wakey. And even though Q got some nice hits on Da Vinci, he still had his elite up and was able to save himself. And once they got the stomp on Heck, they weren't able to win that team fight, and they are slowly being killed off. And it looks like red team's just going to clinch this victory.
All right, so once again, back over here at the windmill. Yep, pretty much coming down to the last couple seconds here now. Red team even getting the decap on the last node that our blue team does have control of. So congratulations to our red team, outplayed by children. They're going to score round 1, get 1 point, and push themselves closer to moving on to the next round.
Yeah, it was definitely a great game. Blue team had a weak start out there, but started to make a great comeback. They just weren't able to keep up with it. Oh, and a quick clarification. Ozzy has the best pants in A,
Just
not
like
Caden.
that, blue team takes a capture point.
So we do actually need to handle a bit of an administrative issue here for a second. Give me 1 second. We're actually going to go to a quick break real quick, guys, and we will come back with the next set.